Good morning. It is a beautiful, beautiful day out here. It is Mindset Mondays, the very first edition. And I'm super excited to share some tips and tricks on mindset because I know personally what it's like to be on both sides of the fence. So, a little bit of background on myself. I was sales basically my entire life up until about 27 years old, where I was working at Harley Davidson and I kept seeing people come in from the oil field. And at the time at Harley Davidson, I was top sales. I was always top of the leaderboard. Myself and my girlfriend Laura, we had a really good system together. We worked opposite days. We were able to cover the sales floor, and we crushed it. Like we really did. And there's a sense of pride you have when you're number one, when you're the best at something. And as we were working throughout 5 years at Harley, we started to want more. So I decided against basically everything inside of me to go to the oil field because literally these 22, 23-year-old kids were coming in with stacks of cash, 20, 30, 40 grand, and paying for bikes. So I decided I'm going to go to the oil field and, make 100,000 a year, invest properly, and everything would be great. Now, if you're in the oil field or you've worked in the oil field, there's nothing wrong with the oil field. Most people want oil field money, not necessarily the job. And one of the things that I didn't realize before I got there was the mindset of the people that were up in the oil field. It was a very, very negative environment where it would change your vibration. It would change how you felt every single day. So, real quick story. I was sitting in a cafeteria one day and there was a guy, he was missing his two front teeth, and I asked him how much he made. He was making $4 an hour more than me. And then I asked him how long that he's worked in the oil field, way north Fort McMurray, and he said 33 years. And I immediately started thinking, like, how much of this pain have you held on to for so long? Like, what has kept you at the same job for 33 years and not wanted more, or, felt like you could accomplish more, or whatever the case is? And, it really got me thinking, like, what is the mindset of a champion? Now, when we think of champions, who do we think of? We think of, Conor McGregor, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Tiger Woods, J.K. Rowling, even Colonel Sanders, right? These are people that had massive, massive beliefs in themselves, right? Now, as we go through this list, Conor McGregor, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Tiger Woods, J.K. Rowling, Colonel Sanders, every single one of these people have failed before they became a champion or after they became a champion. So many of us, we try to avoid failure and defeat because it hurts. We have to assume that responsibility for our failures because if you don't assume the responsibility and don't learn something from it, then the failure is just a pain. Where if you can take what you've learned and use it to make yourself a better person, make not necessarily justify a reason, but understand why you didn't get somewhere or why something happened. Every single one of these people have been either knocked out, they've lost, they've been denied. Colonel Sanders, he was 55 years old before he got his recipe approved and someone bought it, and it was like years. He did thousands and thousands of knocking doors. Imagine if he would have just quit. And he was way, way older than what a lot of us are. Most people in this group are between the ages of 30 and 50 years old. J.K. Rowling turned down 15 times before she got published, and she's now the richest person in England. The point I'm making here is the belief in what you're doing is going to dictate where you go in your life. So as far as I'm concerned, there are really a few key fundamentals. Number one is you must have a vision. So this gets thrown around a lot, oh yeah, I visualize, but to really have a vision of who you are and what you want to become. Now, a lot of people look at a vision as, it's what I want to create for the world, or the size of my business, or the goals I have for my life. And that's great. But to truly identify with the type of person that you want to become in order to create that vision is a lot more powerful, because now you're diving into your emotional centers, the emotional center of the brain. Because if I say, hey, listen, my vision, so basically my vision for Legacy Builders is to build a community of like-minded people globally that want to become their best and live a sustainable life and have an impact on the world. My mission is to provide the coaching and mentorship that people need in order to basically create the lifestyle of their dreams, right? So one is a global movement, and the other is a mission statement of the things that I need to do in order to make that happen. But for me to become the person that I want to make that happen, I need to start associating, who do I want to be? What do I want to learn? Where do I want to live? How do I dress? How do I think? What's my morning routine? How do I eat? How do I look? All of these sort of things are things that I can identify with, because I haven't built a global, well, actually, I kind of have. But, to get to the goals that I'm looking for, it's going to take a lot more out of me. So when you are creating your vision, a lot of my morning routine comes down to visualization. What is it that I'm doing every single day that I can associate, that I can attach a feeling to? So every single morning I get up, I do my meditation, my stretching, my gratitude, and I visualize my entire day. I visualize this go live. I visualize going golfing with my dad today, going to the gym, walking my dogs, reading my books. Every single thing, if I can see it up here first, I'm going to be able to create it in my life. And what I find with a lot of entrepreneurs is they haven't created the vision, and they haven't decided who they want to be in order to make that vision a reality. So that's number one. Number two is commitment. This seems so normal, right? Of course you got to commit. But are you willing to commit through the bad times? Committing when things are going great is easy. And we all know this because we've all been in relationships before, where you meet somebody and things are great and you're going out places and everything's all so awesome. And then 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years go by, and then something happens. And then it's hard. It's difficult to get through the ups and downs if you're not 100% committed. Like, you're willing to tattoo it on your body. You have to have a commitment. Commitment and discipline go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly, man. It's like the best combo in the world, right? So if you have the commitment and you're willing to discipline yourself to stay committed, that is going to be the fundamentals of a champion, because you can know everything. You can read all the books. You can go to all the seminars. You can come from a great family. You can have money in the bank. But if you're not committed to a goal, you don't have the vision, and you're not willing to stay disciplined, then someone who has almost no skill can outwork you no problem. And this happens all the time in business. And it's funny when you see someone who comes in with everything and they can't make it work, and then someone that comes in that looks like they have nothing can blow it to the moon. And what's the difference? What's the difference? Most likely it's because the person that believes they have everything thinks they have something to lose. And the person that comes in and that believes they have nothing has nothing to lose. So there's no fear, right? We're so scared to look like a fool, or to make a wrong decision, or to spend money that we don't have. But if there's no change, if there's no production in your life, then what are you saving that money for, right? If you're trying to save to become rich, it'll never happen. And this is something I learned about 5 years ago. I thought there's debtors and then there's savers. And savers, unfortunately, you can't save enough money to buy a house. You can't save enough money to buy a jet, right? Like, you're gonna have to give up that hold on this idea that if you let your money go, you're never gonna make it back. And that's basically what I had to do when I got into this business, because I had this idea especially in the oil field, that I'm just going to save all my money and eventually down the road I'll have enough if I invest properly. But a few things come up. Number one is a thing called inflation. So every single year things get more expensive. Number two, if your money's not growing for you, if you just have your money in a savings account and you're only getting paid 0.5% or 1%, then you're actually losing money by leaving your money in the bank. So the goal is to invest wisely in order to make more money down the road. And of course, that comes down to coaching, and we're going to get into that in a sec. The next one is gratitude. So Gary Vee is massive on gratitude. People always ask him, like, why are you so happy? Why do you have all this success? And he goes, honestly, man, it's because I'm so fucking grateful for the things I have in my life. Like, I wake up every morning, I love my house. I love my dogs. I love my office. I love my body. I love my mindset. I love the people inside of my organization. It is something that I go through every single day, because without gratitude, you're not going to attract the things in your life that you want. And this is a really normal thing. The law of attraction is real, people. I'm telling you. I thought this was hocus pocus and like some woo-woo, meditation guru stuff. I'm telling you, if you do not believe the law of attraction works for you, try thinking negative thoughts all day. Try walking around with a poor attitude and blaming other people and all of this sort of stuff. You will get more of the same and nothing good will happen to you. I promise you. And I'm sure you know this because, if you've been around me long enough and you've seen my content, having a positive mindset is absolutely crucial. Having gratitude for the things in your life, going through a list is super, super, super powerful. And there's a book called The Magic, which I would highly recommend that you read this every single day. It's a very, very short book. It's 28 chapters, 28 days will make a habit. And this is very, very short, anywhere from 3 to 6 pages long. And it just gives you a different thing to focus on as far as gratitude goes. And if you can fill your mind with gratitude, it's like, imagine you had a tiny little car and you stuffed a big positive gorilla in there. There's no room for negative energy, right? And that's what gratitude's all about, is fill your mind with the positive energy and you won't have any room for the negative. Our conscious mind can only work at 16 bits a second. Our subconscious mind works at thousands of bits per second. So if you're constantly thinking about good thoughts, you will have no space for the negative energy. Whereas in our subconscious mind, if you have negative thoughts going on in the back of your head all the time, just on autopilot, because you've had habits sustained over long periods of time, then there's a lot of room to hold all that negativity. And if you're constantly working on your mindset. So for instance, we have something called the money march, which is, I love money and money loves me. So think about that. I love money and money loves me. So as I'm walking, 1 step after 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, I love money and money loves me. I love money and money loves me. So when I'm walking around, I'm walking my dogs, I'm going to the gym, I love money and money loves me. Or I'm a 6A2-3. And if you know what that is in our business, it's a lifetime bonus that I'm going for. And if you just, every time you're walking, whether you're walking to work or you're going to the washroom or you're going up and down the stairs, have a mantra, have something that you can hang on to. Fill that space in your mind with positive energy. And I'm telling you, if you can get into a habit of whatever your goal is, maybe it's losing weight or reading or hitting a goal or not doing something, which is another thing, right? So I'm a healthy non-smoker, or something to do with whatever. I mean, you can figure it, whatever. That's up to you. Your mantra is your mantra. But I love money and money loves me, and I'm a 6A2-3 are things that I'm constantly putting into my head. Every time I walk, every time my feet hit the ground, I'm repeating this mantra. And then consistency. So how do you build muscles in the gym? It's not a secret. Everyone knows how to do it. Work out, don't eat crappy food, get to bed early, and have a positive mindset. If you can repeat that every single day, you're going to be successful. That's what it's all about, right? It's not a secret. It's just consistency. Again, someone that has nothing, that has the work ethic, can outwork someone who has everything, who has the genetics, who has the money, who has the supplements, who has the workout coach, all of these sort of things, if you're not willing to get in the trenches. So consistency is like commitment, consistency. Now, commitment I also kind of put with motivation, because if you're committing with something, you're motivating yourself every day to get after it. So motivation, commitment, consistency, discipline, gratitude, and vision. Those are the core of a champion mindset. So what I would recommend that you do every single day, number one, write down your goals. So every single day, you write your goals down. This is super important because you're like, Kev, I know what my goals are. It's like, I know you know what your goals are. But the universe needs to hear what your goals are. And how you do that is by actually physically putting it into the world. Your thoughts are great, but when you put your thoughts down on paper, something happens. When you write down what your goals are, you're saying to the world, this matters to me. I'm willing to take time out of my day to write out what actually matters. The next is affirmations. So again, what are my goals? I am attracting motivated business builders. I love money and money loves me. I write one page every single morning because this is important to me. This is stuff that I don't want to forget. When I sit down and I write this out, this literally takes 15 minutes to do. But I'm telling you, your mind will remember, because if you can sit there and repeat every single line as you're writing it, you are going to build these neural pathways. So how our brain works is we have synapses. And basically, these are little electrical currents that snap bah, 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 with your thoughts, your actions. And we have, I think, around 40,000 a second that go off in our brain. So when you're consistently building these neural pathways, it's like getting up and brushing your teeth or whatever. If you have something that's very reactionary, playing guitar, knowing how to play the guitar, unconsciously competent, is because you've built these neural pathways. You've thought about it so many times that it's literally ingrained into your mindset. So a lot of people go, Kev, I know my goals, man. It's all good. I don't need to write them down. Yes, you do. Because writing them down buries this into your psyche. And I'm telling you, when things get rough, and they will, you're going to be able to fall back on this. And your mind is going to go, wait a second. I know I'm a 682-3. I know I love money and money loves me. I know I'm attracting motivated business builders into my life. I don't need to worry about these negative thoughts. I have imprinted into my mind the positive energy. Okay? So every day, write down your goals. Every day, write down your affirmations. And I would highly recommend adopting a mantra as you're walking. They call this the magical footsteps. We can call it the magic money walk, whatever it is. But I'm saying when your feet hit the floor, have a pattern that you're constantly repeating in your mind. Read the magic. Super important. Listen to audiobooks over music. Now, I've been in the gym for, I don't even know how long, since I was like 14 years old. And I've listened to so many songs, so many times, like we all have handfuls of songs that we've listened to forever. And literally, I built those neural pathways into my mind. That's a great example. How many songs do you know, if I turned it on right now, you could recite every single word, right? And most of the time, we haven't actually consciously sat down and been like, okay, I need to learn this song. But you've listened to it so many times. You put the song and you're like, oh my God, it's my jam, right? And you can like belt out every single word. It's the exact same thing with these mantras. It's exactly why you need to write your goals down. But listening to an audiobook while you're driving, while you're at the gym, is massively productive. Okay, so a lot of us, like, well, I just don't have time to read, man. Like, I can't sit down for a half hour or an hour to read. It's like, listen, I have headphones everywhere on my desk. And the reason is I always have something positive playing in my head. I have doubts just like everybody else. I have, days where I don't feel good enough, where I don't feel like, I deserve it or whatever, or I just, you're just a little off. As soon as you put your headphones in, you turn on some Jordan Peterson or some David Goggins or some Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone or somebody who's inspirational, all of a sudden everything else goes away, right? It's just like a song. It's just like, a good piece of music. That's called an emotional anchor. You turn on your favorite song, all of a sudden you feel great. Doesn't matter if it's rainy out or sunny or good or bad or whatever. That's why we're so attached to music, because not only do we hear it, but we can feel it kinesthetically inside of our body. So putting on a good motivative speaker, Abraham Hicks, is massively, I would say, vibrational. She is, well, her name is Esther Hicks, but she is all around the law of attraction and bringing positive energy into your life. So I highly recommend go on YouTube and put in Abraham Hicks live, and just listen to one of her audios. Okay. Again, visualization. So every single morning, visualize your day. What do you want to do with your life? Burn it into your mind. And not only what do you want to do with your life, but who do you want to become? Because you need to become the person to make all of those things come true. You will not become a $100,000 a year earner online or be able to change the world as the person you are today. Because if you could, you would have already done it, right? So you're going to have to change. You're going to have to adopt different principles, different lifestyle habits, different ways of thinking, different actions. So who is it that you want to become that you can attach an emotion to that is going to change the world? That is the key to having a strong mindset. And then be the big gorilla, right? I read this in a book a little while back. You know, when you walk into a room, how you walk, how you talk, how you hold yourself, the way that you look, your facial features. This is so important. If you have the mindset of being the big gorilla in the room, or, you know, being the center of attention or whatever, be your best self. Okay, so every single one of us has a point in our life where we have won the championship or got, you know, picked first or, you know, got the front of the bus or whatever it is. Like little tiny wins where you just felt good, special, empowered. Hold that energy. Even when you don't think things are going your way, act as though they are. Your energy, we're all energy beings. You can walk into a room and you can be like, wow, this place is awesome, man. Look at all these great people. Then you can walk into a room and the complete opposite. You can be like, man, something about this vibe I'm not really feeling, you know? Because we're energy beings. So when you walk around, like, chest is up, your chin is high, your shoulders are back, smiles on your face. I'm a much better looking person when I'm smiling. When I'm smiling, I love the way I look. I'm like, look at this guy. Wow, look at this smile on his face. And when I have when I'm down, then, you know, who wants to be around a grump? Okay. And, have a daily morning routine. Super, super important. If you have a rock solid morning routine, you're not going to have to overthink your day. Get up early, do some stretching, do some gratitude, write down your goals, do a meditation, read some of a book, go for a walk with your dog, put in an audiobook if you need to, but have a morning routine. Most of us, we get up, we shower, have coffee, brush our teeth, go to work. That is not a positive morning routine. It's a routine, but if you want to be a champion, get up early. Make those sacrifices. Like I was up at 5:15 today. Why? Because I had to come in and I had to prepare this meeting. Right? I had to go over my notes again. I had to make sure everything was on point. And am I talking about the right things? Am I bright? Am I awake? Do I have the right clothes on? All of this stuff is so, so important. Okay. So have a morning routine that is absolutely dialed in. And I would recommend, if you can, get up before everybody else in the house. Okay. Have a little peace and quiet where there's nothing that you need to do or there's no distractions. And you can focus on the things that you need to accomplish, which are setting your goals, visualizing your day, and figuring out what it is that you need to accomplish, right? So writing down your massive goals for your life is one thing, but writing down your daily goals, because one of the things that happens when you get into entrepreneurship and you quit your job is there's the entire day that you could be working. So I literally need to write down my goals. So at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, I've accomplished this for the day. I have a million things to do. So if I don't write down my goals at the end of the day, sometimes I can go, man, I could have done more. And like, we could always do more. But how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So give yourself a chance by setting your goals, little micro commitments, smash them out, and do that every single day. Yes, you need to change your life, But if you can change one day, make it amazing, and repeat it over and over again, you're going to create the compound effect. Exercise daily. If you feel good and you feel strong, you will perform at your best. Perfect example is something called a runner's high. We've all gone for a run before, and you get your heart rate up and you're like, wow, I feel great. I feel like you could take over the world, right? Getting your blood pumping, getting those endorphins going is so important to be at your best. Mindset, just your own psyche. It is so important that you get your blood moving. So exercise every single day. Now, if you're like, hey, Kev, I don't have time to exercise. Yeah, you do. It comes down to priorities. Get up, even running around, doing some jumping jacks, go up and down your stairs, do 50 push-ups. Just get your heart rate up. I'm telling you, you will feel so much better about yourself. And good body composition, healthy face, healthy features, strong bones is going to be massively beneficial for you in the long term, because if you feel good, you're going to perform at your best, which then comes to proper nutrition. So I have a morning protein shake every single morning. I'll be posting it on next Friday for Fitness Friday, but it is a very simple protein shake. It has all of the right nutrients in it: orange juice, milk, banana, carbs, veggie greens, protein powder, pre-workout, DAA, all of these different supplements. And it's very quick and easy. So I can, boom, get it in, go about my day. I'm not having to cook and clean. It's not a problem. And if you're skipping breakfast, you're not giving your brain a chance. You need glucose. And glucose is a simple sugar that your brain burns to basically run it. And your mind and your body burns up to 70% of your calories you consume in the day. So, when you get like a brain fog and you're hungry and you can't concentrate and you get snappy at people, it's because your blood sugar is low. Have a cup of orange juice, eat some crackers, do something. But going about your day on coffee is not a good way. It might be a good way to lose some weight, but if you want to, get stuff done, eat in the morning. Number one rule is find yourself a good coach. Okay, so you're here for coaching, which is great. But having a coach that you can rely on, that you can fall back on. Some of the best things is when my people hit me up in the morning and say, hey, Kev, man, I'm having some issues, or hey, can you read my ad, or hey, man, I'm feeling great today. Share the energy with somebody. Have someone that you can go to, that you can rely on, that you can message, whether you're having good times or bad times. Having a coach is so beneficial because, imagine climbing Mount Everest on your own versus climbing it with a group of like-minded people that are all looking to get up the mountain on that same journey. It's way easier. You have the support. Again, we're going to go through ups and downs. This is business. If you want this, have a job. And then just don't complain when you don't have everything you want in your life. But if you want to reach the top of the mountain, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, and being with a good coach and a good group of people is amazing. And the last thing is own everything you do. No one likes a complainer. No one likes someone that's just going to blame it on everybody else. You're never going to get anywhere. I have failed so many times in my business. That is crazy. Literally. I've tried things that didn't work. I've spent money and it didn't work. I paid for help and coaches and outsourcing and they didn't work. And I get back up every single day because I know deep down in my heart, ever since I was like 5 years old, that I was going to be a multimillionaire and impact the world. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen. I'm in the best years of my life. I'm 35 years old. This is go time. Think about it. If you're between the ages of 30 and 50, these are the years where you need to go for it, where you lay it all on the table. If you're, 25 or 30 years old, go for it because you have lots of time. You have lots of time. And if you're a little bit older, go for it because you know that you're still good. You've made it this far. So just put it all out on the table, get a good coach, go through your morning routine, write down your goals, visualize, have some gratitude, have a healthy diet, get a lot of sleep, exercise every day, and understand that even the best fail. Even the champions have lost. It all depends on how you get back up. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is the first Mindset Monday. You have the ability to create the mindset of a champion if you just stick to these core fundamentals and, again, hold yourself accountable. Don't slip. Don't let yourself skip a day, do it tomorrow, do it later. Stay absolutely disciplined, especially in the morning, because if you can get a good morning routine down, it's going to make the rest of your day amazing. You guys, enjoy the sunshine if you have it. We'll see you on Wednesday for Wealth Building Wednesdays, and have an amazing day.